Liam Fox said the day of Brexit, after the referendum, we would be in Germany signing new trade deals. That businesses would be lining up to do deals with us. That's not really how reality is played out. See, what we're seeing is that more businesses are actually leaving the UK, and people like Liam Fox and Jacob Rees-Mogg continue their lies. Jacob Rees-Mogg keeps pushing the idea that the WTO is something other than what it actually is. WTO is a baseline. It is something that no country around the world uses as a primary trading standard. It's what everyone builds off of because it doesn't really help. And yet that's what we're going to default back to. A system where we have to pay tariffs on things that we didn't have to pay tariffs on before. But somehow he's still given the time to come out and lie to the country over and over again, regardless of how many times he has been debunked. We are seeing more companies leave this country, including the companies that Jacob Rees-Mogg owns. And we're seeing them set up shop in territories where they can still access the European Union. In regards of Jacob Rees-Mogg, moving all of his stuff to Dublin. So he's not going to lose any money from this because he still has access to the EU. Now we're looking at countries. And of course that's what this comes down to, because we need trade. We are not a trade country, we are a service-based country, but we need to eat. And we import almost half the food that we consume. In fact, more than half the food that we consume, because half the food we consume actually comes from the European Union. Japan have recently come out and said, look, you're not going to get the same kind of deal. Liam Fox was wrong when he said we could just roll over our trade deals until we set up ones themselves. Out means out, remember? We leave the European Union, it means we lose 77 trade deals. That's the 27 countries that are in the EU and the 50 countries that have trade deals with the EU, which is also us. Japan has said, no, you are not going to get a better deal or even the same deal, because why the hell would you? And now China have said, yeah, we're not actually that interested in dealing with the UK. And to be fair, it's not like China actually needs us. Just look around your home and see how many things actually come from China. I mean, hell, this is an arrow. Every part of this came from China. I put it together. I had intended to sell it, but now I'm going to lose access to resources that are fairly damn cheap. Meaning that arrow is worth a hell of a lot less if I can actually sell it. And yet we still have prominent Brexiteers who are pissed at Donald Tusk for saying there's a place in hell for those who campaigned for Brexit without a sketch of an idea of how to carry it out safely. Theresa May's Plan B, the plan that she didn't want to do, has now been rejected. So I have to ask this very simple question with 40-ish days left until we leave the European Union. Given that we are losing access to European intelligence on demand, we are losing access to trade deals with numerous countries. Given that we are losing businesses, given that the NHS have to stockpile body bags now, that we are losing access to medical research and medical drugs on tap that a lot of people in this country need. Given that there are 2 months where this country does not produce food because it just doesn't work that way. So 2 months there will be no food in the country. Normally okay because we import it from Europe, but we're now losing that. And given that countries around the world are starting to back down and say, yeah, you know what? Either we're not interested in a deal with the UK, or there's no way in hell we're going to give you what you've already got. It's not going to work that way. My question is very simple. Is it worth it? Do you still think it's worth it? If you voted leave, do you still think it's worth it? Or do you think there's some magical trick up someone's sleeve that they've kept quiet since 2016? I genuinely want to know, because everything I've gone through, leaving the EU at this point is a mistake. Theresa May doesn't want to push it back. And I'm damn sure her ego won't let her cancel it. Again, given all that we're going to lose, was it worth it?